redzonesports.bet, the British home of American sports.
Hello and welcome to SportsHeads. We're in conjunction with Red Zone Sports. I'm Kevin Cadle and I'm joined by Simon Milham, or Milham, whichever way you want to go with it, and Sam Morgan over there, who's a reporter with Verge Magazine. Simon with the Lindy Sports, he's the managing director for here in the UK. But last week, we started the show all about rookies, what rookie was doing well. But this week, we're going to jump to the older guys, the veterans. Which veteran in week 4 stood out for you?
My man crush, my big man crush, Andrew Whitworth, Rams, left tackle. He's had 1 sack allowed. He's had 1 quarterback pressure in 218 dropbacks. I mean, he is the real one reason that the Rams are doing so well, simply because he's blocking so well for Jared Goff.
The only reason the Rams are doing well is that guy he chose. Okay, who you got?
I'm not going to say a man crush, and you've mentioned him every show we've done.
This is
but
true.
Yeah, I know he's your favourite.
Good reason.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yep.
Winning touchdown, proves it every year. He can just come up with the winning goods every time, and he's going to be sort of Palmer's go-to person, I think, for the remainder of the season. So it's good to see him obviously continue his good fortunes. Well,
I'm going to go with a guy who was recognized by the press, by everyone else, as the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and his name is Julius Peppers. 2 sacks, 4 tackles on the season, leads the team with 4.5 sacks. For the 7th time in his career, he has been named Defensive Player of the Week. And he goes 7 times. As much as tough as Julius Peppers is, I think they've been robbing him a couple times. But but all 3 guys are legitimate candidates for that vet who is helping their team to be successful.
What I love about Julius Peppers is that they used him a little bit differently in Green Bay last year. And they used him in a 3-4 defense, and they used him more as an outside linebacker. He was playing in a 4-3, hand in the ground, edge rusher. Now they're using him more in sort of a Leo or an elephant position, which means he can slide across the line, he can cover the tight ends over the middle, and he's even started to be used as a wingman when they're blocking kicks on special teams. So he's a do-it-all player now, and they've utilised him really well. He's going to get about 20 snaps snaps a game, something like that. It's just the diversity and the way they're using him. I think it's really, really, it's prolonging his career, and he's still very, very effective.
But what about the performer of the week? For me, I like Bulow with the New York Jets. The New York Jets beat the Jacksonville Jags in overtime. Powell, 161 yards rushing, 27 yards receiving. This is a team of New York Jets that everybody talked about that they were going to be tanking, that they weren't going to be any good. Next thing you look up, the New York Jets are 2-2 and making things happen in the National Football League.
You know why they're doing that?
Why is that?
Mike McCagnon,
GM.
Look at the players he got rid of. Look at the veterans. He gutted it. It looked a bit of a gamble to everybody out here. It looked a real gamble. They let go Nick Mangold at the centre, out of the league. Darrell Revis, out of the league. Ryan Clady retired, and you've lost the likes of Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall's had 16 catches. That's all. He's had 1 major drop. He has no touchdowns. He had a major drop against Detroit. Eric Decker, he's had 9 receptions with the Titans, no touchdowns. Even Bruno Giacomini, he's the starting right guard in Houston. They've allowed 17 sacks.
So he got rid of a lot of guys, be good.
Ryan Patrick, quarterback,
and
backup.
he rolled the dice and it worked. So maybe we need to take him to the casino with us. Who you got, man?
Bilal Powell, rare light for the Jets.
Yep.
I won't take that away. But 2 people stood out for me this week was Le'Veon Bell, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big Ben cannot get the ball up the field at the moment. And he put the weight on his shoulders and he got them through it. I think that was quite nice to see that. But special mention actually to Deshaun Watson, rookie quarterback, and he's now set a record now for 5 touchdowns in 1 single game. Is the record for the most touchdowns for a rookie.
You're talking about Deshaun Watson. He was the AFC Offensive Player of the week for his team. But you talk about team. Let's say the most disappointing team for you in week 4.
The Dolphins. I think. For me, obviously, had the fortunate enough to go and see New Orleans with a training session. They flew in early, they got prepped, and were ready for that game. Miami Dolphins, let's put all the pressure on Jay Ajayi, and all the focus, all the light was on there. They flew in on Friday, they came in, and it was their time to shine in London, and the English fans. The game wasn't great, but they were very disappointing for me, and obviously completely shut out. It was just there was nothing that came from that game where you go, actually, there's a bit of glimmer of hope for them. It was really bad, and to be honest, every time they did have a chance to do anything, I probably shut my eyes and fell asleep.
I probably like for me, that disappointing team would have been the Dallas Cowboys. You know, leading 24-13 at home, and all of a sudden, just everything they get a bad special teams play, and everything just falls apart for them from there on. I mean, St. Louis, or I'm going to call them St. Louis, L.A. Rams playing tremendous football, but for me, disappointing is, you look at those Dallas Cowboys, they're supposed to be successful at home. Plus, you wonder, is it the hype train again with the Cowboys? Are they for real? Or are they faking as usual?
No, I mean, the Rams are a good team, and that's I'll get back to the Rookie of the Week, which you forgot to ask me because I went off on a tangent about McCagnon. Todd Gurley.
Okay.
He's just been absolutely super. 123 yards. He ran that offense. But for me, the disappointing team of the week. Tony Romo's been sort of being Mystic Meg. Every time the play has come up, he's called it. Drew Brees, a couple of weeks ago against New England, comes to the line of scrimmage and he goes, Miami, they suck. He got it absolutely right. Miami do suck at the moment. Todd Christensen's defense is it's astonishingly bad. It's got to be sorted out. But my other man crush, Adam Gase, he'll get it done. He'll get it fixed.
So you stay with that. So what about the worst defense in the NFL? You going with Miami Dolphins?
No. So statistically, it's New England, but they're going to get that fixed. We all know that. It is what it is. They're always going to outscore teams. But for me, Indianapolis Colts. And that the problem lies more to the fact that in the back end of games they're collapsing. They did it against the Rams, and they fell apart again at the weekend. It's all because of the offense. They just can't get anything done. I think they scored 9 points in the last 2 games. The defense is having to do far too much. It's collapsing as a result.
I got to go by stats. And New England are the worst defense in the league. 456 yards on average per game. You say the Colts?
Yeah.
That is still 50 more yards than them. I know you can go by points, but 128 points it's been. They've obviously conceded for the season. Yes, we assume they're going to sort it out, but sometimes it might come a time where you go, actually, they might not be successful. And currently, at the moment, there are teams out there that look a hell of a lot more sorted in both offense and defense at the moment than the Patriots.
Patriots is more of a personnel issue thing at the moment. With the Colts, it's more of a schematic thing. They wanted to be aggressive, and you look at the likes of I don't know, the Vontae Davis, for instance. He's giving far too much space. He's not playing man coverage, bump coverage as much as he should do. There's massive holes in their zones, and they're getting.
But haven't the Patriots decided to go out and try and assemble this amazing team and try and take as many players as they did in the summer?
They've got no pass rush. That's the problem with it.
Okay.
Well, I look at it like this. You said assume. And you know that how you break that assume with those Patriots, okay? Right now, the New England Patriots are 32nd which is last. If you cannot count it, that's last in the National Football League in yards allowed per game, which you kind of pointed out.
Yeah.
31st in points allowed per game. So when you talk about defense right now, we're looking at them right now. It ain't Belichick is going to get it together. We don't know if Belichick is going to get it together. Belichick, general manager, defensive coordinator, they put this team together, and that's what they have defensively. They got Stephon Gilmore from the Buffalo Bills. See, they want to ride. They want to raid the Bills. You see what you get?
They've got that losing mentality.
That mentality is kind of dropping over to that locker room. But, okay, let's go with who you have as the best defensive performer of last week, whether it's a person or a team.
I like Bobby Wagner. I like what they did in Seattle last week. Linebacker had a really nice game against San Francisco. He had 3 defensive stops. He recorded a sack. He's running a touchdown as well. One of your guys as well, Bills, cornerback Tre'Davious White. He had a really nice game against the Falcons. It was 18 yards he allowed in 44 snaps. I know the fact that Sanu was out and Gio was out.
You're going to name 10 or 11 more players. So you got
just the 2. They're not man crushes. They're good games.
Okay, all right.
I think it's simple.
Right.
The Texans, I think it was great to see them. Every time they came on the field, they got that ball back to Deshaun Watson so quickly. There was a reason there was that much of a gap. It wasn't, it's great offensively, but defensively to get it back to them every time, so that gap just stayed as wide as possible. For me, it was impeccable stuff.
Well, I'm going with the top team in the AFC East. Okay, you know what that is.
Yeah.
You guys can say don't let it hurt you when it comes.
No.
The top
Touch me.
team in the AFC East,
No,
the
we
Buffalo
don't.
Bills. Buffalo Bills defense are playing extremely well.
Yeah.
Only allowed 1 touchdown pass so far this season. They shut down Matt Ryan and those Atlanta Falcons, averaging 29 points a game coming into the contest. Bills beat them 23-17. Then Ryan had a couple drives at the end, which made people, I know, nervous if you were a Buffalo Bill fan, because give Ryan the ball at the end, he is usually successful. The Bills were able to control that.
Can you name one receiver on that Atlanta Falcons team that was left at the end?
It don't matter.
you
It
go.
don't matter. See, people always want to go with excuses.
Do if it's the Bills.
Whoever
yeah.
the receiver was, he had the Atlanta Falcons uniform on, right? So they beat the people who were in Atlanta Falcons uniform with the quarterback. You know, I mean, Brady, for years, you had those receivers that nobody gave too much respect to, but Brady still made it happen. So you got to go with who you have to go with.
You
but
have to let them soak it up.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna
what
be the
about the
one
Buffalo
week.
Bills? I mean, like, their receivers have
yeah.
all gone. They've all vanished and left town, you know, and doing pretty well with those other teams. Yeah, big congratulations to those Buffalo Bills. I thought they were tremendous in their effort against Atlanta. But also from the team, Sam, Simon, Kev, we thank you for joining us. Remember, if you want to get ahead, make sure you check in to SportsHeads. Bye for now.
redzonesports.bet, the British home of American sports.
Hey, thanks for watching SportsHeads. Don't forget, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, but you can also hit us on Twitter, Instagram. We would love to hear from you. We're trying to take the program from next level to next level to next level. Enjoy.